Welcome to What Property Managers Do, the podcast that explores the real-world side of rental housing. I'm Joel Beach, and in each episode, we dive into multifamily and residential real estate with investors, owners, and the experts who are shaping the industry. Our goal is to give you practical insights, proven strategies, and real successful stories that can help you boost your rental income, simplify your operations, and grow a strong, sustainable portfolio without you getting buried in the day-to-days of property management. Whether you're managing a single family rental, a duplex, or you're going to scale an apartment portfolio, or even just looking to get started, you're in the right place. Today's guest, he brings a lot of valuable experience and some actionable advice. And he's in the front lines of this real estate thing. And so grab a pen, settle in, and let's get started. All right. I want to introduce everybody to Logan Moffett, head of the Moffett Group. Logan, say hello.
Hey, everybody. Happy to be here.
So great. I appreciate you taking the time. Everyone's time is valuable. Yours is super valuable, but I really do appreciate you being available. So just to kind of get started, how did you get started in multifamily or just rental real estate in general?
Yeah, so coming at the end of my BYU career as a student, which is how I ended up here in Utah in the first place, I knew that I didn't really care what I was going to do in sales. I knew that I wanted to work in sales and just invest in real estate. That's what I wanted to do, but I didn't know what I was doing. So I thought I'm going to go get my real estate license, learn how this works a little bit. And I've been doing that ever since and buying a bunch of real estate. My first multifamily property I purchased in 2018. It was a little mobile home park. It had 12 spaces, and it actually had 12 homes and 15 spaces. So it had a little bit of value add opportunity. But 2 years before that, I bought my first single family home, which was just next to BYU, and I still own that today. It's still a rental property, and it's been 9 years, over 9 years since I bought it. So, you need a place to live. So that was my first step in there, and I've been doing it ever since.
Awesome. So what kind of strategies have kind of helped you grow your portfolio as you're on this journey?
So the biggest strategy that I've implemented that has had a bigger impact than anything else that I've done has been seller financing and creative finance. There's, especially in that small and medium-sized multifamily space, there's so many owners, and those owners, they're retiring, they inherited a property, they're just tired. There's deferred maintenance, they don't want it anymore. But they want to get as much money as they can out of it because they still view it as an asset. So especially these mobile home parks, a lot of the owners, they're willing to basically give you the park. They'll say, hey, I'll give you, sell it to you for $250. Many times it's zero down. And then over the years, we continue to add value and increase the rents. And then we refinance into a long-term loan. Or if the creative finance has a fixed time frame, it's a fully amortized loan, which I have some that are, we might sit on it for a while. We might sit on it for 10 years, depending on where it's at, and just continue to make it a more and more profitable site and property. And I think if somebody's willing to learn creative finance and learn how to operate, be the property manager, or have a really good property manager in their back pocket, all you got to do is keep finding these properties and keep managing them. And there's really no limit to it. It's incredible.
Love it. So when you talk about property management, so what's your biggest challenges that you're facing when you're managing these properties?
So I would say the biggest hurdle by far is going to be, I do a lot with affordable housing with mobile home parks. So the rent collection is by far the biggest. Fortunately, they have good margins, and so you have a little bit of a buffer. But we have a few projects where I had to go and fill dozens of units in a very short period of time because we brought in new homes, and now all of a sudden, like I had 18 months that I brought in 19 new homes, and I had to go and either sell them or fill them with renters. And when you go and fill 19 new spaces with homes and with new tenants, you're going to get a few bad apples. So that'd be my number one biggest challenge. And I think a close second would probably be when you have properties in different places, how do you manage them effectively where the properties are getting enough attention?
Hmm, I like it. So when you talk about occupancy and so forth, how do you ensure higher occupancy and keeping those tenants happy?
So filling units and keeping the occupancy higher, I would say our biggest key or strategy has been being really aggressive in marketing and showing them once you've turned the unit over. So turn that unit over as fast as you can, get professional photography. A lot of our units look very similar. So we're going to get photography and then we'll reuse the nice pictures over and over again to be able to get them filled faster. Where we will list on Facebook Marketplace, on Zillow, on apartments.com, and as many places as we can, we will list those properties and then showing it. Try to get people in. We try to do groups of showings to make it so we can get it filled faster, but also so we're not going, because a lot of these properties are across the state. So we don't want to have to send somebody an hour drive for one showing. I want them to do 5 showings. So I mean that's a big piece. As far as making tenants happy, I would say there's definitely the basic needs that have to happen in a property. If you stay on top of those, most reasonable tenants will be happy. The other piece that I'll add is communicate, just talk to them, be a human. They want to know that you're a human. And the other piece too, I mean, because I'm mainly dealing with multiple properties in one area, multiple units in one area, just make improvements. Keep making little improvements. For me, because we have, a lot of open dirt and things, make sure the weeds stay down, make sure that other people are cleaning up their lots. If like I have an apartment building down in Payson, and what happens is sometimes that people will just put trash by the dumpster, not in the dumpster, just out. So like, you don't want to live in a place like that. You want it to be clean. You want the hallways to smell nice, right? You don't want to bring your friend over or your date, and all of a sudden it's like, oh, it smells like dog in here, in the hallway. So, I think you have tenants that will just complain to complain, but the majority of tenants are good people that just want to be treated like a human being and they want to be understood.
That makes a lot of sense. I agree. So tell me your approach to kind of maintenance and keeping those costs under control.
Yeah, so we've recently switched to Appfolio from Rent Manager, and Appfolio is a much more mainstream software, and it has a lot of integrations. And another integration that we brought in was with using AI. We have a 24/7 answering service that integrates to Appfolio. So now somebody can call any time, and if it's not maintenance related, they take a message and they send us that message. If it is maintenance related, it automatically will go in Appfolio, create a maintenance request, and then it'll send it to the person that is connected to that maintenance request based on the area and the property. So getting to it quickly, that's one of them. Making sure that there's always time set aside for maintenance. If you don't have a full-time property manager or a full-time maintenance tech, it puts you in a spot where you might have to be calling contractors every single time, even for small things, or you're going to be driving out. But having people that you go to that already know, like, this is the expectation, I'm going to this property. And when I'm at this property, I want to knock out the big things, but I also want to knock out the small things. Even like somebody doesn't want a light out, even though maybe there's 2 lights in the room. It's the tenants they don't want to have a house going into disrepair. And so being able to piggyback on these maintenance requests in areas and getting to it quickly, a small maintenance request can become a bigger maintenance request pretty quick. So getting on top of it.
Like it. So what are the trends you kind of are seeing that are shaping the rental housing market right now?
There's a lot of consolidation. A lot of there's a lot of private equity money going into multifamily, purchasing apartment buildings, mobile home parks, storage units, you name it. If it's something that can scale, they're going to buy it. Even single family homes, they're buying. So that's one really big trend. With rates being so high, what I'm seeing is that a lot of the transactions happening are investors right now because they're the ones that have set aside money. They want to deploy the money. They're waiting for the market to turn where the rates come down. So then appreciation is going to happen. And that's probably what will happen. Just the question is when. And I think that's a big trend. I think people need to be watching out for Jerome Powell's term ending in May. I think that's going to be something that's going to really change a lot of what's going on. It'll open up a lot of affordability for home buyers. And that's going to impact the rental side of it because, like, look at what happened during COVID when rates were low. All of a sudden, rents went up, and people started. All the housing prices went up. So these are all the different trends that have the possibility of not only continuing but reigniting in a meaningful way. I highly encourage people that are newer investors to don't be worried how small you have to start. Just start and keep going.
Gotcha. I good, good, good. So, I mean, kind of on that same line, what advice would you give them about scaling?
Yeah. So at first, if they don't have any properties or they only have one single family home, move into another one to get a low down payment. Keep doing that. And I would strongly suggest people learn creative finance techniques. When I say creative finance, it could be seller financing. It could be learning how to do a wrap where you basically take over the payments on a house. I know that a lot of people get scared of the due on sale clause, but with rates on a lot of these homes being around 3.5% or 4%, it's worth it. It's worth it because otherwise you're either going to get priced out when rates get that low or even close to that low, or you got to be buying right now at 7%, 6.5%, 7%. So be okay starting small and treat all these skills as lifelong skills. They're not something that you learn once and that you forget about. I did my first seller finance deal maybe 5 years ago. I bought a mobile home park out in Daniel, Utah, next to Heber. And that was a 30-year note, 4.4% interest. And I mean, actually, as we speak today, they're filming a new TV show there. They're filming a spinoff of Yellowstone called Why Marshalls, right in that park right now as we speak. And
Excellent.
I mean, yeah, but like a park like that, it brings in, it nets over 6 figures every year. And it's not just like just over 6 figures, it's like well over 6 figures. And that was a zero down purchase that I found on Facebook.
Wow.
I didn't need to be an agent. I didn't have that much understanding of seller finance, but doing that deal told me this is real. This is real. I need to figure this out. I gotta find more parks.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, I appreciate your time. That's great advice. So how can people learn a little bit more about you and kind of connect with you?
Yeah, so my main platform that I use is Instagram. I do have a YouTube channel. So if you look up Logan Moffett Shorts or Logan Moffett, you can find my YouTube channel. My Instagram handle is multifam Moffett. So multifam Moffett.
Multi-fam
And yep, I'm very active on Instagram, and I specifically talk about seller financing and creative finance techniques.
Sounds like a great resource. Well, Logan, I appreciate you taking the time, and people know how to get a hold of you now. And thank you so much. You're killing it out there, and what a great example. And
Thank you, Joel.
your park is famous now on TV.
I know. I would have never thought.
That's great. All right. Thank you very much.
Okay, thanks.